My bridge.
Gama hospital. Eh? Ma hospital in Palampala.
Patients and the community are really appreciating this provision.
Gama school.
You learn freely without even being bothered about the school fees because we know that the government are paying for us.
In a month, Vama light vija.
Energy sector.
Keep an eye on development every Thursday at 19 hours and every Saturday at 17 hours, only on KBN TV, the finest television.
Look around you. What do you see? You see Zambia with its vast natural resources, the optimism and hard work of its people. Look up to the sky. There's the sun shining on our brightest possibilities. Look at our country, God's gift, creating jobs and opportunities, empowering men and women to care for their families. You deserve a prosperous nation. Communities driven by healthy and vibrant people. You deserve true greatness from this country we call home. You deserve Zambia's beauty, attracting tourists and reviving our economy with its resources. Our dreams are more than just possibilities. They are tomorrow's reality. Never be afraid to step out into the Zambia you see around you, proud and free as you do whatever you can with whatever you have, whoever and wherever you are. Look around you. The sun rises on our possibilities every day, and now we must rise with it.
This message is brought to you by the Socialist Party.
For the most accurate and balanced news, we are a credible and trusted news source. We are KBN Television. Catch us live on Topstar Channel 102. And remember to like our page KBN TV on Facebook for all breaking news. KBN, the finest television.
Good afternoon to you, our lovely viewers, and welcome to KBN TV's Lunchtime News. The headlines. TIZ cautions PF on using public resources for campaigns. LCC to bury 20 unclaimed bodies. And in foreign news, China has created a dystopian hellscape in Xinjiang, Amnesty report says. And in sports, Chipolopolo friendly moved to Sunday. With the news in details, my name is Rachel Mumba. Transparency International Zambia TIZ Executive Director Maurice Nyambe says outings made by the presidential running mate for the Patriotic Front, Professor Nkanduluo, and her honor, the Vice President, Madam Inonge Wina, are intended to inspect developmental projects and not campaigns. He says it is alarmed to see that Professor Nkanduluo has also been using the same trips to interact with the electorate and engage in campaigns for her political party. Mr. Nyambe has since reminded Professor Nkanduluo and her party of Article 63D of the Zambian Constitution as amended in 2016, which stipulates that a political party shall not use public resources to promote its interests or that of its members. He has further requested the ECZ to take interest in the matter as Article 3B of the Electoral Process Act number 35 of 2016 stipulates that it is the duty of the Commission to ensure that political parties do not use state resources to campaign for the benefit of any political party or candidate. We see details in the following clip.
It has come to TIZ's attention that the presidential running mate for the Patriotic Front, Professor Nkanduluo, has been moving around the country with the Vice President, Madam Inonge Wina. While Mrs. Wina's trips have been said to be for purposes of inspecting government developmental projects, we are alarmed to see that Professor Luo has also been using the same trips to interact with the electorate and to engage in campaigns for her political party. While we are cognizant of the fact that Her Honor the Vice President has the right to have anyone accompany her on official trips, our considered view is that involving the party's running mate in this manner and allowing her to use the opportunity to campaign is a blatant abuse of public resources by Professor Luo. TIZ would like to remind Professor Luo and her party of Article 60, Part 3D of the Zambian Constitution as amended in 2016, which stipulates that a political party shall not use public resources to promote its interest or that of its members. TIZ further requests the Electoral Commission of Zambia to take interest in this matter, since Article 3B of the Electoral Process Act number 35 of 2016 stipulates that it is the duty of the Commission to ensure that political parties do not use state resources to campaign for the benefit of any political party or candidate. As we end for this week, we would like to reiterate our call to the ECZ to do everything in their power to provide a level playing field for the 2021 general election.
And the Lusaka City Council will in the next 14 days bury 20 unclaimed bodies at Chingwere Cemetery, which is in accordance with provisions of Section 16.2, Paragraph 7, Subparagraph 9b of the first schedule of the Local Government Act number 2 of 2019 of the laws of Zambia. LCC Public Relations Manager Mwaka Nakweti says this is in line with a request which was received from the University Teaching Hospital UTH. Ms. Nakweti has noted that this is the second time this year that a notice of burial is being given to give members of the general public an opportunity to identify and claim any of the bodies and conduct burial. She says according to the list provided by UTH, the unclaimed bodies comprise 17 males and 3 females, all unknown. We see details in the following clip.
Lusaka City Council will in the next 14 days bury 20 unclaimed bodies at Chingwere Cemetery. This is in accordance with provisions of Section 16.2, Paragraph 7, Subparagraph 9b of the first schedule of the Local Government Act number 2 of 2019 of the laws of Zambia. This is following a request received from the University Teaching Hospital. According to the letter from UTH, the 20 bodies had been lying in the mortuary for some time, giving rise to an unpleasant mortuary environment, contrary to the Public Health Act Cap number 295 of the laws of Zambia. This is the second time this year that a notice of burial is being given to give members of the general public an opportunity to identify and claim any of the bodies and conduct burial. According to the list provided by UTH, the unclaimed bodies comprise 17 males and 3 females, all unknown. Members of the public who may be missing their relatives or friends are therefore encouraged to engage UTH management for possible identification of the bodies. Lusaka City Council has since published a notice in the press about the intention to bury the bodies.
And Ministry of Transport and Communication Permanent Secretary Mishek Lungu has called on the traveling public and bus operators to ensure the golden rules of COVID-19 are followed in the third wave of the COVID-19. He says this should be done as to help prevent the widespread of COVID-19 as the ministry engages the Roads Transport and Safety Agency RATSA and the Traffic Police. Mr. Lungu has since appealed to the general public to help fight the pandemic so as to stop drastic measures that will prevent movements from being employed. Details are in the following clip.
We should remind each other is that the third wave of COVID has come with this cold weather that we're experiencing, and we want to call upon all traveling public and also bus operators, including conductors and drivers, to ensure that each bus operationalize the guidelines that the Ministry of Health has put in place. And one of the key guidelines that I think we need to respect is the 5 golden rules of masking, hand washing, and not being crowded. But I mean, when you look at a bus, how can we protect each other from COVID? Let's ensure that every passenger on the bus wears on a mask, and putting on a mask properly. Don't put on a mask with a nose protruding, the mouth, or the mask is on the chin. No, put on your mask, cover your mouth, cover your nose, so that you don't put a life of your neighbor at risk. Each one of us is a potential carrier of the virus. So the only way we can protect each other is to ensure that the traveling public
And in foreign news, the human rights organization Amnesty International has said China is committing crimes against humanity in Xinjiang, the northwestern region that is home of the Uyghurs and other Muslim minorities. In a report published on Thursday, Amnesty International called on the UN to investigate, saying China had subjected Uyghurs, Kazakhs and other Muslims to mass detention, surveillance and torture. Agnes Kalamar, the Secretary General of Amnesty International, accused Chinese authorities of creating a dystopian hellscape on a staggering scale. I beg your pardon. It should shock the conscience of humanity that massive numbers of people have been subjected to brainwashing, torture, and other degrading treatment in the internment camps, while millions more live in fear amid a vast surveillance apparatus, Ms. Kalamar said. She also accused the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres of failing to act according to his mandate. Mr. Guterres has not denounced the situation. He has not called for an international investigation, Ms. Kalamar told the BBC. It is incumbent on him to protect the values upon which the United Nations has been founded and certainly not to stay silent in front of crimes against humanity, she said. We see details in the following clip. And finally, in sports, the much-anticipated international FIFA friendly match between Zambia and Sudan has been pushed to Sunday, the 13th of June. However, the two sides will hold an unofficial friendly match today outside the FIFA designation that will see fringe players get some action. During a meeting between representatives of the two associations today, it was resolved that the designated international friendly match will take place on Sunday instead of Friday. The revision of the date follows guidance from FIFA over international window engagements. Sunday's international friendly match will be Zambia's third after falling 3-1 to Senegal and drawing 2-0 with the Squirrels of Benin in Cotonou. Meanwhile, the Chipolopolo boys have had a feel of the Al Hilal Stadium in Khartoum ahead of tomorrow's practice match against Sudan. The team trained under floodlights at 19 hours Central African time, which is the kickoff time for both matches. Both teams are using the games to prepare for the Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers in September. Zambia is in Group B alongside Tunisia, Mauritania and Equatorial Guinea. And that sporting item brings us to the end of our lunchtime bulletin of the KBN TV news. But before we go, here's a recap of some of the stories that made headlines. TIZ cautions PF on using public resources for campaign. LCC to bury 20 unclaimed bodies. And in foreign news, China has created a dystopian hellscape in Xinjiang, Amnesty report says. From me, Rachel Mumba, it's a lovely afternoon until we see you again at 19 hours. God bless.
For the most accurate and balanced news, we are a credible and trusted news source. We are KBN Television. Catch us live on Topstar Channel 102. And remember to like our page KBN TV on Facebook for all breaking news. KBN, the finest television.
Chalo na chiwama. Hello, road network. I'm a bridge.
Kama hospital. Ma hospital in Palampala.
Patients and the community are really appreciating this provision.
Gama school.
Learn freely without even being bothered about the school fees because we know that the government are paying for us.
In a mwadi, nakwenda kuchevija vama nsomba.
Aqua culture.
Na vama light vija.
Energy sector.
Keep an eye on development every Thursday at 19 hours and every Saturday at 17 hours, only on KBN TV, the finest television.
Look around you. What do you see? You see Zambia with its vast natural resources, the optimism and hard work of its people. Look up to the sky. There's the sun shining on our brightest